this insolent little puke who ascended to a throne and just wielded more power than anybody else in the globe. He wasn't conniving, he wasn't necessarily intelligent or witty. He was just like, hey, Kingsguard, kill that guy. Yay! I'm happy.
True.
He was the worst. Joffrey, and you could put Ramsay in that same category, which is why I feel like we all hate and have Ramsay in consideration. Do we want them to take 2 spots, or should we just say the Game of Thrones villains, Joffrey and Ramsay? Like 1 submission per show?
That's tough. Ramsay is also just pure evil. No redeeming qualities, pure evil.
Yeah. Those 2 I couldn't separate and say I hate one more than the other.
I know, it's tough.
Yeah, Ramsay really takes over because not only does he straight up just torture physically, but at one point what he did to Theon, he is so evil that he mentally broke and manipulated him by saving him for a whole episode, only to turn and just mentally crumble his psyche. So Ramsay, I would say, I don't know, it's hard, but I would say Ramsay above Cersei and below Joffrey. But at the same time, I might just go Joffrey Ramsay, just to include some other shows.
Let me throw some Cersei things out there. I agree. I actually do agree, but exploding the Septa Baelor, killing Marjorie, which makes her son, the good son, jump out of his bedroom window, beheading the Sandy, killing Sansa's direwolf. And that's only like some of the big things, right? There's so many like little things she did, and also a lot of mind games and things like that. But I will concede to whichever we choose of the 2 boys, because they are really pure evil.
Should we just put all 3 up there? Just say fuck it. Game of Thrones takes the first spot.
I agree one of them deserves the top 5 list for sure, if not 2.
If it's a top 5 and not a top 3, they're probably both up there.
Let's throw those 3 up there and move on and see our pot of people, and then we can like make decisions.
I like that.
All right.
I like that.
Does anybody have the next submission? Okay, Kathleen's got it.
I think you guys will agree with this. Homelander.
That's the one I was going to say.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's on my list.
I don't even think, enough said. Anthony Starr is Homelander. It's just like, he is the show. I mean, he's not, but he is. Like, I feel like the whole show, you're like, how are we going to defeat this guy? He is the entire show. So, I think that's said and done. Just easy.
He might be worse than Ramsay in my eyes now that I'm like thinking about it. He might be the 2 spot.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But Joffrey is solidified number 1?
I think so. I think he creates as much slaughter without superpowers.
Something about Joffrey also just like acquired this cult establishment as he's the best villain ever. Like, I feel like you ask 10 people, like 5 or 6 of them say Joffrey.
Mm-hmm.
That's just naturally the first one that people think of. That's how good it is. I don't know why. What even about him besides being evil? Is it because he was like young and he was like such a brat about it that like people remember him?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And it was just like, the Game of Thrones hype. When Game of Thrones was going on, it was the greatest show of all time. People heighten everything about Game of Thrones. So, but I don't think it's wrong. I just think it, that's why people are obsessed.
All right, so we got the Game of Thrones, we got Homelander, so those are the ones to beat.
I was going to suggest Gus Fring from Breaking Bad, and now this is where we will be a little short-handed because I believe, Kathleen, that is one of the ones that you have not seen, correct? So
Correct.
It's hard to describe him. He is just a mastermind villain with no remorse and will threaten you however he needs to make sure that he gets what he wants. His genius really doesn't show until you learn more and more about him, and I can't even... Where would I list him, though? I guess it was under Homelander. He would be bottom of the list so far.
It's Giancarlo Esposito, right?
Yeah.
Say less.
Yeah.
Say less.
Exactly.
So I had all 3 of the Giancarlo Esposito characters, Gus, Stan Edgar, and Moff Gideon, because he really just plays the same character in 3 different universes, and all 3 of them are fantastic and like the best villain you ever did see. Just the cadence of his voice, it's insane. No other actor gets that out of me when watching them portray a villain, but Gus Frings is the one that started it all. And yeah, Paul, I agree. Like, he just... It's been a while since I watched Breaking Bad, but as I recall, it was a little bit of a surprise entrance for the character into the show. And like you said, he was just so unbelievably smart. He seemed to always be like 5 steps ahead, and you're like, how is Walter like gonna beat this guy? How is he gonna overcome it? And just like that cool demeanor that he always approaches a situation with, just calmly steps up and is like, I'm already 10 steps ahead of you, boss. Like, give up. Look at the situation in front of you. I'm better than you. So, yeah, I'm good with Gus Frings. I agree. I'd put him right behind Homelander.
I knew there was going to be a Breaking Bad one in here. I'll get to it eventually. For the record, I've seen a season and a half. I just, I quit. I was in college and it was too depressing for me, but I'll get back to it. But I'm good with that. I'm good with having someone from Breaking Bad in the top. For now, we'll see.
Cool. Which I suppose brings us back to me. I am going to submit Siler from Hero.
Great.
Portrayed by Zachary Quinto.
Breakout role?
Know him.
Or maybe that's just the first role that I saw him because I was so young when Heroes came out.
I want to say yes, though. I want to say, because Heroes was massive that first season.
Oh, yeah. It was insane. He gave me nightmares, too. I was like, he's coming for me. Yeah, he's going to do the thing where he goes with the finger across the top of my head. But I didn't have superpowers, so why would he come for me?
Hey, can I ask a question? What the heck is Heroes about?
About Hero?
It's... I don't know. It's kind of one of those takes on superheroes where what if people with powers lived among us? But it wasn't like capes and spandex. It was just like very real people going through their life start understanding that they have these powers, and most of them try to keep it under wraps, and it's very low-key, but it revolves around Hayden Panettiere's father is someone who's trying to like track them all down and like figure out what's going on, and he works with this geneticist who is trying to actually understand like the genetic mutations that take place to allow people to have superpowers. But then it also follows like, I don't know, I didn't watch all the seasons, I don't think, but it follows 6 different people with these powers kind of going through their day-to-day and trying to keep it all under wraps. But this character, Siler, Zachary Quinto's character, very early in season 1, it's established there is a superhero serial killer. And pretty quickly you find out his power is he just like slices their skull open. And there's like this black blood that comes out, but it's not with a knife. It's just you see a line start appearing across someone's skull. So like he, without touching them, is slicing them open. So it's this menacing, imposing figure. I don't think his face is revealed for, I don't know, towards later in the season, but he is able to steal people's powers.
I was just gonna say,
wow, that sounds.
You got to drop the. I think it's spoiler allowed now because it's been out for 2 decades.
Yeah,
but, dude, the fact that he would come for you and steal your power because it was like a part of the brain, so he would just chop off the top of your head, pick out that part of your brain, and it was terrifying. A little sound it would make, a little squeal, screech. Oh,
yes. No, they made him very menacing. And if we're getting into the nitty-gritty, because I looked it up, apparently his superpower was like adept reasoning or intuitiveness or something, and he could understand very complex patterns in like mass data sets. So what he did, he would open up your skull, see a brain, and he would be able to see, oh, I see what is activating in this person's brain that is connected to their power. This part of their brain is lighting up when they use their power, and he could just be like, now I know how to do it too. I can unlock that part of my brain and just do it. But yeah, Siler, first off, the name. One name, like a Brazilian soccer player, just Siler? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Zachary Quinto, breakout role. Like, if you were, it was one of those things where if you were there for it, you remember Siler?
Probably a breakout role for a few people. I mean, Hayden Panettiere, you just said, the guy from The Last of Us, he was one of the main guys. Never gonna get his name or the face right, but there's a few people out there that know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Hero, the guy that could stop time, has been in a million different things.
Another one, yeah. Heroes was great.
Yeah.
All right.
It was
But the question is Siler worse villain or a better villain, depending on how you look at it, than Gus Fring?
See, now here's the thing. Gus is more iconic because the show is more iconic, and it depends on what you weight when judging a villain. Smarts or menacing just abilities and power.
Well, when you say that, where's Homelander and Gus Fring to go then?
Oh my god. This is going to take forever.
This is going to take forever. I also don't think, or either of you two able to put Siler in the top 5. I guess, Kathleen, you haven't seen.
I mean, it seems it, but there's also the supernatural villain versus the human villain, and what is worse. And it's almost like the human villains can sometimes be even worse because they have to do stuff without being able to just be like, slice! I think, why don't